Trevor's dedication to his mother and the fact that he can wear dresses may be a reference to Norman Bates from Alfred Hitchcock's 1960 horror film Psycho. Trevor's early name was Simon. Trevor's initial backstory was that he grew up in the rural American backwoods. However, when Canadian actor Stephen Ogg was hired to voice the character, the producers decided to work Ogg's thick Canadian accent into the character. As a result, Trevor's origins were changed and the character was now purported to have grown up near the Canadian border. Trevor's Canadian origins are something of an in-joke throughout the game, as numerous characters express anti-Canadian sentiment. Trevor's personality is likely based on the character Waingro from the movie Heat. While Michael DeSanta and Franklin Clinton have the ability to kindly greet people when the player presses right on the control pad, Trevor on the opposite hand can only taunt people, leading them to either run away or fight him. The only time Trevor ever mentions his deceased brother Ryan is when talking to a man dressed as a zombie on Vinewood Boulevard, in which he comments, "You remind me of my brother Ryan." GrubSex is a private security company featured in the GTA franchise since GTA 3. GrubSex is based on the British security company G4S, formerly Group 4 Securicor. As indicated by markings on the stockade, GrubSex have a partnership with the Bank of Liberty, and is licensed and authorized to use deadly force. However, their guards do not use deadly force and do not become hostile to the player in GTA 4. In GTA 5, their guards will open fire on the player if they attack one of their vehicles. GrubSex is German for Group 6, but is more likely a play on Group Sex, another of Rockstar's sexual jokes. In GTA 5, Group 6 security guards are unique from other NPCs in that they can survive headshots from weaker weapons such as the pistol. If one looks closely at the camera's sides in Prologue, they can see it is made by GrubSex. The cameras on Lester's house also have the GrubSex logo on the side. The GrubSex driver's uniform appears in both Michael and Trevor's wardrobes following completion of the big score, regardless of which approach is chosen. Michael was the first protagonist that came to Rockstar's mind when they began the development of GTA 5. Michael's appearance in the game may be based on Robert De Niro's character in the movie Heat, as both characters are professional bank robbers of Irish descent, dealing with a psychopath. Both have a friend in law enforcement. When walking, Michael is slightly slower than Franklin or Trevor. This might be due to him being retired and not as active as he used to be. His voice and motion captured performer Ned Luke even put on 25 pounds to replicate this. When someone talks to Michael on his right side, he shifts his body toward that person. This is because in real life, Ned Luke is deaf in his right ear. Upon returning to his house, one possible line of dialogue for Michael to shout is "Daddy's back bitches," the first line of dialogue in GTA 4. Michael's great shooting accuracy also makes him one of the most challenging opponents while playing darts. Throughout the game, Michael displays a contempt for yoga instructors. Coincidentally, his voice and motion captured performer Ned Luke is married to a yoga instructor. The HVY Nightshark is an armored four-door SUV featured in Grand Theft Auto Online as part of the gun running update, released on August 8, 2017. The SUV is largely based on the Darts Combat, with elements from the Darts Black Shark. The interior of the vehicle is shared with the Insurgent and the Insurgent pickup. The vehicle is equipped with 4 retractable machine guns, which are located in the outermost holes of the front bumper. When selected, the small hatches open and the machine guns are exposed. For an armored vehicle of this size, the Nightshark performs exceptionally well. It has great acceleration and good top speed, as well as great handling. The reinforced bumper also means it can push over other vehicles rather easily, without a drastic loss of speed. Like the Insurgent, the Nightshark is resistant to explosions, able to take up to 4 rockets from a rocket launcher, being destroyed with a 5th one. The Nightshark's high speed and great handling could be an allusion to its real-life inspirations, claiming as the world's fastest armored SUV. Nightshark is an obvious parody of Black Shark, the Darts armored car the former takes its inspiration from. The Combat MG, also appearing as M249 and Advanced MG, is a light machine gun featured in Grand Theft Auto. In Grand Theft Auto Vice City, the M249, as the name suggests, is based on the M249E1 model. This rendition of the weapon is considered a heavy weapon. The weapon returns in Grand Theft Auto 5 as the Combat MG. It is now based on the Mark 48 machine gun, a larger caliber derivative of the M249. The model has the Stanag magazine adapter of an M249, a very short barrel, a fictional handguard, and the stock of an M60. Unlike previous iterations of the weapon, the Combat MG lacks a folding bipod
pod and instead features Picatinny rails for a wide variety of attachments.
The weapon is now considered a machine gun and thus, it is able to be used by passengers of certain vehicles with enough room, i.e. helicopter bays, truck beds, while hanging on a side of a vehicle, etc. Like the Micro SMG and the MG, attaching a scope to the weapon will cause the player character to fire it from the shoulder rather than the hip.
Lester Crest is a character in the Grand Theft Auto series who appears as a central character and the main deuteragonist in GTA 5. And as a main character in GTA Online.
Lester may in part be inspired by the character Kelso from the movie Heat. Both Kelso and Lester have physical disabilities, and both men are more involved with planning heists than with actually carrying them out. Lester may be based heavily on Karl Rove, senior advisor and White House Deputy Chief of Staff during the George W. Bush administration until Rove's resignation on August 31, 2007. Also, Lester bears some similarities to Bentley from the Sly Cooper video game series. Just like Lester keeps watch over the stock market, it is likely that he keeps a watch over the criminal world. He did mention an Eastern European guy in Liberty City to help them hit the jewelry store, indicating he probably kept a watch on Niko Bellic. He is one of the few characters along with Paige, Trevor, Avon Hertz, and Agent 14 to point out the online protagonists don't speak, and frequently makes fun of them for it, best example being during the heist update when he says that he won't have to cut out their tongue if they blab, as you never use it. Lester appears to be ambidextrous, as he uses both arms to draw on the planning board when putting together the plan in the arcade.
The HVY Chernobog is a military artillery truck featured in GTA Online as part of the Doomsday Heist update. Chernobog is a Slavic deity whose name means black god.
Certain historical sources interpret him as a dark, accursed god from the Slavic mythology. Despite primarily being an anti-air missile launching system, its appearance is based on an artillery MLRS and it features no visible radar or homing equipment. The Chernobog is evidently based on the MAZ 543/7310 artillery truck, specifically the 543M for the similar configuration, albeit replacing the BM-30 Smerch rocket system with a standard box-shaped missile launcher. It is the first vehicle to adopt a 4-axle design. The truck features a worn green interior similar to aircraft like the V-65 Molotov and the RM-10 Bombushka. The truck features various red star markings similar to the Molotov and the Akula, denoting its Russian origin. However, the black, red, and gold-colored lines on the sides could also hint at an East German origin. The vehicle is equipped with a large missile battery with 15 tubes.
In 1991, Tracy was born to Michael and Amanda DeSanta.
In 1993, she became an older sister when her brother Jimmy DeSanta was born. While Michael was leading a career in bank robbing, Tracy and her family lived in a trailer park somewhere in the Midwest. Tracy's true personality is hard to define, as she is quite upset about many things in game, including having bad relationships with the members of her family who disapprove of her behavior.
She appears to be very spoiled, obnoxious, and immature, and is portrayed as a stereotypical daddy's girl.
Unlike the rest of her family, Tracy has blonde hair. Tracy owns a yellow Isai with a silver stripe down the middle. This Isai has custom number plates reading P3RSUS, referencing Perseus, the high-end fashionable clothing brand feature in GTA 4. If the player calls Tracy after the mission Fame or Shame, her voicemail message will refer to herself as Tracy Sucks. The name Sucks is a reference to Candy Sucks from GTA Vice City. If the bathroom is locked in Michael's house, using a tall vehicle to see into the bathroom window from the outside reveals Tracy inside smoking.